Woohoo! Let's go! Welcome, welcome. Come here, come here. Let me tell you something. Today we are playing Mage! Woohoo! Yeah, yeah! Oh my god, that is crazy! Wow! I am so excited for this playthrough because this is my first time playing this class. So this is my first Mage class playthrough, and I'm so happy to do it because everyone is saying, "Oh my god, Mage is so hard, bro. It's so hard." And I never played it. I played every class like a few times, but never played Mage since I'm not that kind of a Mage guy, I guess. And this, I hope this is gonna be so much fun. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this was fun, but it was so bad. Like, I think I had the worst luck as a mage ever. It was so bad, I literally had to cheat to be able to play the class, which is probably something that is not happening in normal games. This is probably like 1 in a million chance, but anyway, let's get into this playthrough. So first thing we are going to do is the exact same thing as every game. We are going to explore the world a little to see what do we have here, right? So while exploring, I was hoping for Wand of Sparkling because it's like starting weapon for the mage, right? And guess what? There was no Wand of Sparkling. None. There was nothing. So the next idea was to get the Thunder Zapper, which is super duper rare, but I tried it and there was nothing, you will see. So the plan C was to make a staff like Diamond, Ruby or Amber staff, and that was crazy since I couldn't find any ores and I didn't have materials to actually make the staff, so I'm out. Plus, I'm playing Crimson, so Wild Thorn is not an option, which is super good mage weapon. But instead, I have a Crimson Rod, and I also didn't get the Crimson Rod because I guess tough luck. So I was left without the weapon, and that is very interesting actually. So because all of the mage weapons options are gone, the only thing that is left is actually Demon Scythe, and if you ever played this game, you know it's a bad idea to farm it. So yeah, I was just exploring, hoping for something to happen to get some ores or find a staff or anything actually, so I can start to play the game because every other mage weapon is locked behind the boss, like Queen Bee or Skeletron or I don't know, Brain of Cthulhu, Eater of Worlds for the space gun or bee gun or anything else really. So I was stuck here. So actually the cool thing is that I got a really good desert biome that had everything except Thunder Zapper, but it was open, easy to navigate, and I found a lot of statues, beast statues, and a Dictoys, actually two of them, right next to each other, which is very interesting, and that's the new item that I tried for the first time in this game. So I guess it's not that bad. And I know a lot of you are gonna say, "Oh, but you could farm a lot more and found the rubies or anything, diamonds." But actually, you don't understand. You are now watching me playing mage class 7 hours without the mage weapon, and I was so close to quitting. Uh, so I decided to hop on another world with another character, just take 3 or 4 rubies that I needed to make a ruby staff so I can actually play the game. And that's actually what I did because there was nothing else I could do here, really. So finally, when I made the ruby staff, I was so happy I had a weapon. So I decided to just do a lot of bosses because, I mean, I got the staff, I can play the class. Yay! So the first boss I fought is King Slime. He is pretty simple. We all know it. The thing is, while playing the King Slime, I realized that I have a limited amount of firepower, which is very bad, and it really shined in Eye of Cthulhu fights, I would say, but it doesn't really matter because Eye of Cthulhu just drops a little stars of mana, and it was pretty simple. The next boss is Brain of Cthulhu, which is also not that hard of a boss, but it was the same as Eye of Cthulhu because a little eyes drop the mana and I can refresh. So after beating the first 3 bosses, I decided to go to the dungeon because in the dungeon is where I can find really good weapons. And the meteor landed, I took the meteor goblin army, and I was straight to the dungeon with a new weapon made out of meteorite, and I was actually pretty comfortable here. And the space gun was really good, but the problem I saw with Mage in this playthrough is actually that they have a lot of guns, and it's just a worse version of range that uses mana instead of bullets. And I thought that was very interesting. The Skeletron was pretty simple. Here is the first time I struggled with mana, that I had to wait to fire again, but since it's one of the first bosses, it's not that hard, and I was able to beat it pretty easily. In the dungeon I got the shadow key, which helped me in hell though to obtain a lot of new mage weapons, and I was so happy that I can finally do whatever I want in this class. Flame Leash, Flower of Fire, it's everything I really needed for this Wall of Flash fight. Wall of Flash was pretty simple. You just spam and wait for the mana back, and spam and wait for the mana back. That's pretty much what I did. Like, there's nothing special here. Wall of Flash was pretty simple. I was scared I'm gonna die here because I ran out of platform, but Wall of Flash actually saved me here, and I was able to finish the fight and go into hard mode. And I'm gonna tell you something right now, Mage is super strong. Like, I don't know what to say. It's just so high DPS, it's crazy. And again I ran into a problem with the weapons. I didn't know what weapons to go. And the problem is that a lot of mage weapons is actually bought from traveling merchant or other NPCs, and the other ones that are not bought and are not super rare are crafted with super rare items. So the idea was to get the meteor staff, but meteor staff was not an option, and you'll see why. So everything I could do is just try to get anything new, but luckily Wall of Flash dropped me a mage weapon that is actually a gun again, and I used that pretty much for the whole hard mode. And yeah, this right here is my hollow biome in this world, and of course I was so lucky to get this, which means there is none pixie dust for me, my meteor staff, or pixie wings that I like, and I never go them in any of the playthroughs because my hollow biomes always suck. Anyway, I just explore and try to get literally anything so I can go to mechanical bosses, and after farming for their summons and farming like crazy for a new weapon, I finally managed to get my hands on Sky Fracture, which is really good weapon. The only downside I would say is it uses a lot of mana, so I decided to go for the twins first, because if I get the twins I can get the harp, and harp is in my mind really good for the destroyer. So I decided to build the arena and start the fight with the twins. The fight with the twins was a lot different than I thought it would be. I used up all of my mana from the start, and it was really bad. Like, because I had to manually click the mana potion, so I decided it was a good idea to recall potion here, and it didn't turn out great. I recalled and get back in the arena, look at the map. Oh, twins are right here. Let's eat an orange. Cool. Oh, they're here. Oh wow, I see their attack and they just despawn. I don't know why. I don't know how this works. All I know is that I lost the twin summon and it's not cool. So after farming a little more, I decided to try and do something else, that is farming accessories, so I can actually play the class how it's supposed to be played. I got a lot of accessories and I got a lot stronger here, so I decided to try again. And the second fight was looking pretty good, I must say. It was a lot better than the first time. The mana problem was again here, and I needed to see what can I do to fix the problem. So after fighting a little, they just decided to gangbang me and destroy me, so there is another summon gone. So after twins destroyed me 2 times, I decided to farm a little and try again with a new boss, that is Skeletron Prime. Skeletron Prime was pretty cool actually, because for the first time, I must say, because the gun that Volaflesh gave me is just a gun, and I can play this as a regular range class, so it wasn't that big of a problem here. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the armor I used in whole pre-hard mode was jungle armor, and the armor I am using now with the mechanical bosses is titanium armor. Yeah, after defeating Skeletron Prime, I decided to try twins again with this weapon, because it was pretty simple to beat this boss, so yep. The twins actually go down this time. And after beating the twins, I finally can make the harp and go with the destroyer, that is the last mechanical boss. He went down pretty easily, because harp is just, I think, made for the boss. So yeah, with the mechanical bosses gone, now we unlock Chlorophyte and it's time to upgrade. The upgrade I did was I got the Chlorophyte armor, Venom staff and butterfly wings, and that helped me out a lot. After the upgrade, I go straight to find the Plantera and to the next boss. After finding the Plantera, I built the arena and then fought the Plantera, which is pretty much the same fight as always, just go in circles and shoot. Venom staff was amazing here. It was really good. He dealt so high DPS and it was pretty simple to use, since it's really hard to not hit the target. And that's all. The Plantera is gone. Now it's time for the golem. And a really cool thing I found is actually the accessory Mana Flower that fixes the only problem that Mage has, and that is the limit of mana. It just automatically uses up the potion. Yes, you lose a little bit of damage, but it doesn't matter, since Mage has so high DPS, you don't even notice it. I think. So after beating the Plantera, I went to upgrade again. I got the spectral armor, and weapon I went with Infernal Fork because that was the first weapon I got, and it's really strong weapon. With the new stuff, I went to the dungeon, cleared the dungeon as always, and then fought the golem. Golem was pretty simple fight, nothing really sticked out. Since I have the mana flower now, everything is really easy. So after defeating the golem, now I got the problem because every new weapon that is stronger is locked behind a optional boss or an event, and I didn't really want to farm it, so I tried the Frost Moon. It didn't give me any weapons, so I decided to go straight to the Lunatic because I was lazy to farm a new weapon. And actually something really cool happened here. For the first, I see this first time in my life. I damaged the two of the cultists, and then I left to do some other stuff, and then when I get back, only two are there. But when I killed them, the lunatic didn't spawn, and after I realized the two that were moving, they went into the dungeon and just get lost in there, so I had to reset everything to actually fight the lunatic. The fight with lunatic was pretty simple. I didn't even need a new weapon since the Infernal Fork was super strong, really high DPS weapon. It even explodes, and what do you want? What do you need more? You know, the lunatic went down pretty easily, and then it was time for the pillars. With the pillars, I was able to make a new weapon that is Nebula Blaze. It's really strong. What can I say? It even has a little of auto aim, and that helped a lot with the pillars. And oh my god, you guys need to see this. I was scrolling through the crafting menu and I saw this axe, and it says it replants things. So I tried it, and I actually cut down a tree, and it just planted another one. The axe planted another tree. This is so cool. Why am I now realizing this? This is amazing. I love this shit. Yeah, so after a cool find, I decided to finish the pillars and go to the Moonlord. So this was the first time I fought Moonlord here. I thought it was gonna be like really bad, but it was really good. I was so close to beating him, and then he just decided to vaporize me. I don't know. So I didn't even want to farm anything because I thought I was so close, and I did the whole circle again with the lunatic and the pillars, and just to try to beat him one more time, and that turned out to be a really good idea. So I fought the Moonlord second time and actually managed to beat him the second time. So this is the fastest I beat the Moonlord right now, and I was actually impressed how strong this class is. Even with the mana debuff, he went down pretty easily. And that will be all actually in this playthrough, and this right here is my whole loadout, everything I used to beat him. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Give me a video ideas in the comments, please, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.